Welcome pre-algebra students to lesson 11.3, Simple Linear Inequalities, covering pages 48 to 50. Today's lesson is very short. It's just continuing more of the same. So we will jump right into it with try it 5 at the top of 49, which says solve the inequality 2x plus 3 is less than 15. Notice there are no negative numbers to be concerned about in the original, so that inequality sign is not going to be either multiplied or divided by a negative number, so it's not going to invert because of the negative thing. However, I am going to solve down to x. So the first thing I notice on this side is I have a plus 3. So before I tackle the x here, I'm going to get rid of that by subtracting -3 from both sides. Of course, that goes away here. So I'm left with 2x is less than 15 minus 3. Now to get x alone, I divide through by 2 eventually. So it's going to be 2x divided by 2. Of course, 15 minus 3 was 12. I divide that by 2. X is less than 6. So it's quite simple. Just just basically that simple. Now, part of solving inequalities is placing things on a line, and I will demonstrate that in the next two problems. So try it number 6. Oh, basically, if I were going to put this on a number line, since x is less than 6, I would just basically draw my number line. I wouldn't get too fancy. I'd start with 0, 2, 4, 6. Since it's less than 6, it's not equal to 6. When I go up, I'm just going to do an open circle, and I'm going to go this way. Now, of course, if I had that is how I would draw that on a number line. So it goes up from 6, open circle, because it's not equal to 6. Since it's less, it goes to the left. So there you go. Try it 6 at the bottom says solve the inequality 3x minus 8 is less than or equal to 7x plus 16. The difference between 5 and 6 is now I have to get my x's together and my whole numbers together. So first of all, I'm going to bring my x to the left because I like x on the left. So that's minus 7x, and then I'm going to bring this to the right, which is adding 8 because that's -8. So minus 7x on here and plus 8 here. Just gets my x's on one side and my whole numbers on the other. So 3x minus 7x is a -4x is less than or equal to 24. Then, of course, I'm going to divide by -4. And that leaves me with x, but because I'm dividing by negative, that makes this a negative answer. So now it's not going to be less than or equal to, it's going to be greater than or equal to. So whenever I divide or multiply by a negative number, my inequality flips because it's backwards in negative world. So x is greater than or equal to -6. Now to plot that on the number line, you see what I did. I just, again, went by even numbers. I didn't get too fancy. It basically is a solid dot now because it is also equal to -6, but then it goes in this direction because it's greater. Again, you always kind of put the answer above what you are labeling. I forgot to do that up here, but I did include it there. Okay, there's one more example, I believe. Yep, next page, 50. Try it 7 says solve the inequality on, and now it's a fraction. X minus 4 over 5 is greater than or equal to 2x plus 1. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my equivalent fractions. I'm going to multiply this by 7 and this by 5, which eliminates my denominators. So it's going to be 7 times x minus 4, and on this side 5 times 2x plus 1. I'm going to distribute my 7 first, so that's 7x minus 28. Negative 28 is greater than or equal to 10x plus 5. positive 5, negative 28. Again, just like I did in triad 6, x is on the left, whole numbers on the right. So I'm going to subtract 10x, so that gives me 7x, negative 10x. I'm going to add 28, so that gives me 5 and positive 28. Leaves me with a negative 3x is greater than or equal to 33. I divide by a negative number, so that means my inequality changes from greater than and equal to less than and equal to. So x is going to be less than negative 11, because positive 33 divided by negative 3 is a negative 11. And then again, I plotted it on the number line. So there's my answer, and there's my plot. Notice I didn't even go to 0 because I went by odd, even, odd every other number down, just so I could get 11 in there, because there are no multiples of 11, and going from 0 to 11 just is not good. So I threw in a few. I didn't go any higher than negative 5 because I didn't have to. And there you have it. Okay, it's a very short lesson. We're going to just do it all in one day. So I'm going to give you your assignment right now. Again, pause, rewind, listen as you need to. If you don't understand any part of these components, please let me know. But really, you know how to even out sides and work down to x with equalities. Now we're just working with inequalities. So the thing to remember is, if you divide by a negative number, or if you multiply by a negative number, the inequality actually becomes the opposite, because negative numbers are opposite from positives. And then, of course, plotting it on a line. Open circle is just the inequality. Closed circle is if it's greater than and equal to, so it includes the equal part too. So your assignment is on 50 and 51, and you will do numbers 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if you have any questions, please ask. Thank you, and do good math.